Mexico World Cup. They're powerful opponents now, and they were powerful opponents also 19 years ago when Celtic, having become the first British side to win the European Cup, found Kiev the stumbling block when they defended the trophy. In the first leg in Scotland, it took Kiev just 5 minutes to go ahead. Good build-up in midfield by the Russians, and then Sabo threading a pass through for Baishavet to beat Ronnie Simpson. The first leg finished 2-1 to Kiev. The second leg in Russia was 1-1, and Celtic, the European Cup holders, were out. Well, 19 years on, Kiev, with 10 of the Soviet Union national side, are still potentially the toughest opponent Celtic will face if they're to reclaim the European Cup. And among some familiar names there, you'll spot Vasily Rats, scorer of that spectacular goal against France in the World Cup finals. Well, Celtic, led by Roy Aitken, top of the Premier Division in Scotland, the first big European occasion there for Tony Shepherd and Alan McInally. And Celtic, eager for goals, they'll be depending a lot on the opportunism of Maurice Johnston up front. Well, the match is 5 minutes old, and the commentator is Archie McPherson.
What good jump, there's a wonderful chance! The ball! McInally! Johnston. Kiev so fortunate to survive that. There's no offside, and there is corner, and that was an absolutely brilliant break on the counter-attack by the Russians. Superb move. Look, he was dwarfed, but Johnson managed to get it through, and that was almost timber. Almost took that post away. 5 minutes gone. Aiken. Gorilli. They better watch that. It's a very slippy pitch, a greasy ball. And as I said, the Russians don't domestically play in these kind of conditions all that often. One of McLeod just taking his eyes slightly off it. Burn. Swept away by Gorilli, who's almost aptly named. Very tough-looking character, broad-thighed. Wouldn't like to run up against him in a dark night, or in the open for that matter. Burns. Delightful play by Burns. That's the header down. McLeod's the side net. This has roused this huge crowd. A crowd must be in the region of 55,000 watching this effort by Brian McClare. Snatched at it, and the goalkeeper, Viktor Shanov, quite delighted to see that going to the side of the post. This is Bell. Touch back, and Paul McStay. Little dab out. McStay beautifully brought down. Good attack forward there by Yevtushenko. Belanov feels for the penalty, but it's a corner kick, and the Russians are quite angered by that. And I think the Celtic players are angered by the linesman. They thought he might have been offside, but certainly a challenge by the Celtic goalkeeper. As he went round the side, it was Belanov, and the referee considers it's a corner. Oh, goes free, it's in. A goal by Yevtushenko. 17 minutes gone in the Celtic defence. Really stood and watched that coming right past them. Why, oh why, did he suddenly freeze? Certainly everybody appeared to be covered. But watch that. Look, 3 defenders, 1 goalkeeper, and Yevtushenko contrives to come round the side and score. Johnston, a lovely touch round by Johnston. It's almost there. Brilliant play by Johnston. That's why Johnston's so highly rated. I mean, it looked as if there was no danger to that defence, and yet, with that bouncing ball, managed to stretch out and curl it over his head. That would have brought the house down. Showing how sharp he is, but going the wrong way. No, too obvious. Corner given, yes. The pass back was much too hard. And a very sodden pitch at Celtic Park assisted that one, all right. So, how Celtic badly need a goal now at this stage. Goalkeeper hesitated. Now the break. Oh, look at that superbly struck pass. Belanov. Belanov, and a brilliantly saved. And again he tries it. Oh, and away by White. And the big Irish internationalist goalkeeper saved Celtic there from the man who scored that hat-trick against Belgium in that famous 4-3 game, Belanov. There he was, foiled by the Irishman, and then he tried to flick it back again for somebody else. Celtic clearly giving the impression they could score in this game. Far from impossible. No, a bit too obvious again. Ball by Yakovenko. The Yevtushenko. Oh, run forward there by Rats. And that must be, no, brilliantly saved from Belanov by Porter. Belanov. Well, no wonder he's angry with himself. Look, he waited, he paused, he took a deep breath, and he put it straight to the goalkeeper. The whole goal at his mercy. Everybody getting back, all the blue shirts retreating to the edge of the penalty area. Russians are, as I said here, with an amazing reputation. Danny Walker said he was the finest club performance he's ever seen when they beat Atletico Madrid in the Cup Winners' Cup final. There's a free touch, it's in, no! Yes! Boris Johnson, the equaliser for Celtic. Exactly 10 minutes remaining, and that reputation has been slightly punctured by a long overdue goal. Once again, beaten by the high ball, they've looked vulnerable there, terrible marking, and the goalkeeper Shannon made a marvellous effort, and Johnson, who's had a great concentrated game for Celtic tonight, puts them back in level terms. How much they've deserved that. And now they've just got to be very cautious. The Russian defence really looked awful. Now McInally. This could be a great ending to this match. Whoa. Now, away goes Rats. Zabarov is in the middle. There is Zabarov! Well, he appreciated all that work that was done for him. Namely by Rats, and the finish by his very high standards quite pathetic. Aiken in the run. Wants to come forward. Boris Johnston. Offside, yes. At least two players. Zabarov annoyed. Wily little player. McAnally. Well, it's a brilliant ball in Johnston. And again he was in the free. Oh, look at the frustration there. I know what's going through his head. He out-jumped him, and look at great run by McAnally. Look at the covering again. Johnson, up he went. Just slightly out in judgment, but he was there.
1-1 the final scoreline, which makes it very difficult for Celtic in the return leg in Kiev in a fortnight's time. And making it worse, news on Tommy Burns, who went off in the first half with an ankle injury. He's definitely out of Sunday's Skol Cup final with Rangers. Well, when the names of Real Madrid and Juventus came out of the European Cup draw together, most were calling it effectively